Ja, ik is nog hier.
Well, okay. So, yes, uh, I wonder, will it be okay if we speak English, or do you want to speak Afrikaans, or yeah, what are we
I
gonna
think
do?
for the sake of Kaiser, maybe English here.
Yes. Um, and you know, they say that I don't know. You can help me in this scenario. That we must go out on testimony, and if we or sing choir or do whatever we want, which I 100% agree. But now they say no, we go on testimony, but we have no hands. We have nobody to send out on testimony. So then I said, well, if we look at the situation in the church today, that uh, when we go out on testimony, the one speaks about the physical Jesus and the other one speaks about the spiritual Jesus. Or the thing is, we don't all see the same. And how can we go out on testimony if we're not united in unity? I mean, if I go out on testimony and the one brother says this, and then the next week the other brother comes and he says something different, how are we going to have unity? How are we going to build the church that way? I don't know what you think about that.
Ek gee
Priester?
onder die akademiese priest kans.
Okay, nee, enige iemand, ek weet nie,
Okay.
No, priest can go, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, look here, it is a problem. It is a problem, obviously, because of the different ways of understanding. I mean, I've visited the field last night. It's the other priest that invited me. And I had a evangelistic talk with him also, and you could hear it's like the way they also see it is like the Bible in total. They see it as a storybook, first of all, and actual people that lived on the earth, and yeah, they were all fleshly human beings. So it's difficult. It's difficult to. I mean, I could have rectified it on the spot, or not rectified it, but given them my view. But then, look at this. It wasn't my field, so to say. So I cannot make comments like that. Not comments, but give them the truth. And the priest that is with him, he's also on the same level as Jesus, being a human being, and all the characters in the building being a human being, or human beings for that matter. So
yes.
I don't know how this thing is going to be rectified in the church. But before we can go testify, this thing must be fixed, because otherwise we're gonna speak with two tongues.
That's absolutely the problem at this moment in time. I don't know how you feel about it, Underdeacon.
Yeah, you see, the most important thing is it all starts with where the members are being told that they are the hands of the officer, they are the hands of the priest, they are the hands of the underdeacon. I tend to disagree with that part, because if I'm the hands of Brother Nicky, okay, then how is he gonna feel? You know, Afrikaans version they say ons hou die amps hande op hoog. So as ek u hande op hoog hou, if I'm keeping your hands up high,
Yeah.
then I can't be the hands, because I'm keeping your hands up high. I think in those are fundamentals that seems to be disappearing from our calling and our direction of where to go. You see, the main thing is that the biggest problem is interpretation. So the interpretation leads to non-believers existing in the church. So the same as Nicodemus. Um, Nicodemus, I see if you read further on, Brother Steve probably knows this, that he died as an overseer. Um, he was an active member in the body of Christ. He was an officer to me.
Yes,
I made
yes.
this illustration. I made this illustration 2 weeks ago, and I got a bit of a funny look. But after I explained to them, they understood. So I said to them, "What was the name? What was Jesus called? King of the what? Was he called King of the Levites, or he called King of the what?" They said, "No, King of the Jews." I said, "Okay." So if he was called King of the Jews,
Uh,
are we Jewish? They said yes. I said, "Okay." So Nicodemus, he was a powerful man in Israel. So what is he then? They said, "No, he must have belonged to this doctrine." I said, "Yeah, so for many years we get everyone in this doctrine, but understanding it comes right to you by the part where it's going to testify, or especially becomes right to the part where they think of a physical being alive." And that's my opinion with regards to that.
yes. Undertaken that it actually says, he says to Nicodemus, you are a master in Israel and you
Mm.
don't know these things. But what's also very catchy in that text, when it's not the new translations, the old King James Version,
Yep.
he says, weet jy nie, don't you know that man has to be reborn? Man, ne? And
Mm.
that
Yeah.
is where the church makes busy making their biggest mistake. They don't know the difference between man and human. They think man is this, and man is the image of God, Adam,
Adam, yeah.
that's formed within us. And that is why we have to start with Genesis 1. What is the creation in the Bible? But now, if we take one step back, what many people say is, no, but if it's not written in the Bible, then it's not. It's not. We don't want to be part of it. Okay. So now they cut out the evolution side. Now, obviously, the physical Earth was created 14 billion years ago or something. Nobody really knows because nobody was there. Nobody can really say how many billions of years the Earth is old. So, but the Earth is a very new planet. But excepting for that, so God created the Earth and He started creating life within it, and there was living beings, and the spirits evolved until it reached the Homo sapiens and the human being about 300,000 years ago. So there, the humans started evolving to become more intelligent all the time until about 6 or 7,000 years ago, where the human being evolved to the level where God could enter them. And that is where the Bible starts. Then God had to create light and the earth and heavens within me, within the human mind. So what God said, he explains it in Genesis 1. In the beginning, God created the earth, and the Spirit of God was upon the face of the deep, upon the face of the waters. So the earth wasn't visible. It was only water. He had to separate the waters from the earth later on. In other words, when the human being started communicating, that's the water. The water was always on the earth. And they started communicating, and God's Spirit was upon the face of that waters. And He started forming them spiritually. And that's when He said, let there be light on the first day. And that was when they started realizing there's something greater than us. So that is where the evolution, the spiritual evolution started. Can you hear, Underdeacon?
Yeah.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Is everything still okay? I'm not talking.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
fine, I can hear you.
it's
Okay.
100%.
So then God started, He created earth within us. And then when you ask many, I almost said disciples of the members, you say, so where did God create this earth within? And then they say, no, they created it within man. They created it within Adam. And I say, no, it couldn't have been Adam. Adam was only created on the 6th day. So it couldn't have been Adam. So there had to be a earth for God to create upon. So he separated the waters from the earth. And that's the earth we read about in Luke 8, Matthew 13, Mark 4, where he sowed the seed upon. And everything, that earth, is a spiritual earth and understanding within us. And on the 6th day, from that earth, he created Adam. But that Adam was natural because the image of God was imprisoned by the fleshly mind. Let me give an example. When somebody comes to me and explains the spiritual teachings of the Bible to me, and I start to understand, when I start seeing light, that is the creation of spirit within me. But my mind will continue controlling the body and the soul, because I'll still have part of the world and the earthly pleasures and all that, because I'm still Adam. I'm still earthy. Although Adam is spirit, and that is man. This isn't man. And that is why when we read John 3, he says man has to be reborn. Now, the most people think that I am Nicky, but I have to come with Brother Nicky. It's not. I become Brother Nicky, and Brother Nicky has to become the apostle. That's what it is. The spirit that is controlled by the flesh has to become complete. I have to ascend in God consciousness, and I have to become one with my Father. And that is what the Bible is, the method of how to become one with Father. That is what the Bible is. It's a science of the soul. It's Jesus Christ. I am the way. The way of what? The way to reach God. And what is this way? By the cross. And what is the cross? Death. Adam must die, because what did Jesus say to Adam? If you eat of that tree, you're going to die. And the snake said, no, you surely not die. Didn't he die? But it took him the entire Bible to Revelation 22, where he got freedom to eat from the tree of life. So it took him the entire lifetime, because Adam was the earthy first, and then he became the Lord from heaven. Jesus, the son of David. So Adam, Moses, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, David, Jesus. And what made, is it all right, Priest Nandadika, can I still speak? Does it make sense, or can I continue?
Ja,
Don't worry,
kan
we'll
ek
stop
net gou
here. It
inkom
doesn't
daar?
make sense.
Ja, asseblief, Priester.
Okay, ek luister wat jy sê is
Ja.
dat en ek dink een van die ek gaan Afrikaans praat want dit is net ons drie.
Ja, okay. Ja, is reg. Ja.
En ek is meer gemakliker met Afrikaans.
Dis reg, Priester.
Okay, so ek dink wat die fout ook is as ons kyk na Genesis.
Ja.
Ek meen almal hulle sien Genesis as geestelik. Okay?
Ja, maar hulle
En
dink
dan
nog steeds.
natuurlik-
Hulle
Ja,
dink
ja,
nog
nee,
Ja,
ons
okay.
weet daai,
Ja, okay.
maar gedeelte,
Jammer.
kyk, dis 'n begin.
Ja, ja,
So
ja.
hulle sien dit geestelik.
Ja.
Maar ek dink waar die fout in kom, hulle omdat hulle dit as 'n storieboek sien en hulle sien die verskillende stories as verskillende goedjies, is soos by Bruno verduidelik het. Dit is van Adam en dit gaan dit oor en dit continue. Is soos 'n family tree teen die einde van die dag waar dit opeindig met Jesus.
Ja. Dis hy.
So die geestelike groei en ek het gisteraand ook gepraat met my amsbroer. En hy sê omdat Moses die eerste 5 boeke geskryf het, moes God iemand gebruik het om die hemel en die aarde te skape. En hy het vir Moses daar gedruk.
Daai is 'n belangrike punt, Priester. Kan ek net daar asseblief
Okay.
net dit, Priester, dit is wat hulle sê, nee, hulle het die boeke geskryf, nee.
Yes.
Dan sê ek, broer Verster. Priester Karsten sê vir broer Verster, of die onderjaak kan sê vir broer Verster, jy is die boek, ek beskryf jou nou. Ek beskryf jou as 'n Moses, beskryf ek die Ou Testament in jou, ek beskryf jou as Jesus, beskryf ek die evangelieboeke in jou, ek beskryf jou as Johannes, ek beskryf jou as dit, ek beskryf jou as Abraham, sodat jy jou verbond kan nakom, ek beskryf jou as, julle is die lewende boek, wat geskryf word. Die Moses gesindheid sal skryf soos Moses, die Jesus gesindheid skryf Jesus, die Jesus gesindheid in my, sal op u hart skryf as Christus. Judas Iskariot, die slang, sal lewe van die stof, van die foute van die mense en die swakhede van die mense. En dit is hoe ek die aarde sal beskryf. As ek die slang is, as ek Judas Iskariot is, as ek Johannes is, as ek Paulus is. En dit is alles God, deur verskillende, obviously, moes daar saints en mystieks gewees het, waardeur God hierdie goed geskryf het, natuurlik. Maar dan moes God daai persoon ook in 'n diepe slaap gesit het en die Paulus gesindheid in hom geplaas het, sodat hy Paulus se boeke skryf. Hy het Johannes se gesindheid in hom geplaas, en Johannes, hy, Christus, God, as Johannes het deur daai geliefde geskryf, en dit vasgemaak. Want wie kan so 'n boek skryf? Geliefdes, wie kan so 'n boek skryf? In die begin het God die hemel en die aarde geskaap, die aarde woes en leeg, laat daar lig wees, en Adam en die diere, en die voëls en die berge het rondgejubel toe Israel uit Egipte uitkom. Wie kan dit sê? Hoe kan enige iemand dit verstaan? Niemand kan so 'n boek skryf nie. Net God, net 'n hoër force, wat bokant ons is, wat ons nou probeer oplig deur die kerk, probeer hy ons oplig in hemelse plekke in Christus, terwyl ons in hierdie hek is. Want ek sê 1 miljoen keer, die mense dink, as hulle uit die vleis uit gaan hulle oorgestel hulle die rus instuur. Dit gaan nie gebeur nie. Tot die apostel het die opsiener en die suster nodig om die geeste deur te stuur. Daarom is hierdie net 'n hek. Die fisiese liggaam is 'n hek, waardeur God werk, die siel en die mind is hier, by almal, tot diere. Die mind beheer die siel. Daarom sê Maria, my siel maak groot die Here, want sy kon nie, sy is mind. So sy moes wegkom van Jesus af. Daarom het Jesus gesê, dit is nie my moeder en my broers nie. Hulle sê, Maria wag vir jou buite, hy sê, dit is nie my moeder en my broers nie. Hierdie wat die wil van my Vader doen, hierdie wat saam my in die tempel is, hierdie wat saam my in 'n eenheid is, hierdie wat saam my in gees is, dit is my broers en my dogter en my moeder. En daarom sê hy, gebruik hy hierdie boek om ons geestelik, daar is niks vlees nie. As die aarde van Genesis 1 gees was, en alles het uit daai aarde uit bestaan, hoe kan enigiets nou natuurlik word? As Adam nou 'n geestelike wese is, God se gelykenis en evenbeeld op hierdie aarde, hoe kan Kain en Abel nou natuurlike mense wees? Hoe kan Abraham, Isak en Jakob en Adam, nee, wat die geliefdes ook nie verstaan nie. Adam was die aardse. En nou kan ons baie maklik verstaan, okay, nee, hy moes gees gewees het, want hy is 'n geestelike aarde uit ontstaan. Maar as hy die natuurlik is, en die Here uit die hemel wat Jesus Christus is gees, volgens 1 Korinte 15, hoe kan hy nou natuurlik wees? Dit is heeltemal die teenoorgestelde van die Bybel. Want die eerste Adam was aards, die tweede Adam, die Here uit die hemel. Die eerste een 'n lewende siel, die tweede een 'n lewendmakende gees. So met 'n lewendmakende gees, nie 'n lewendmakende liggaam nie. Want Jesus Christus is die weg wat lei na God toe. En dis Jesus. Ek kan nie 'n Jesus wees nie. As die waarheid, as die weg nie in my is, die weg is in my. Ek weet hoe om by God uit te kom, want ek en my Vader is een. En as ek nie in die boesem van my Vader is, en teruggestuur is deur my Vader nie, hoe kan ek hoe kan ek God declare? Only him that is in the bosom of the Father, he declared him. No man has seen God. Only him that's in the bosom of the Father, he will declare him. So no man, natuurlik kan no man see it, en En dis hoekom die Here vir Nikodemus sê, jy's in die duisternis, jy kan nie verstaan nie, want geen mens kan my sien nie. Dis presies dieselfde wat Jesus vir Filippus sê in Johannes 14. Hy sê, ek is so lank saam, hy sê, ek gaan na die Vader, wys ons die Vader, Here. Hy sê, ek is so lank saam met jou, jy ken my nie. As jy my gesien het, Filippus, as jy broer Verster staan en praat, en iemand kan nie Christus in my sien nie, want die Here spreek tot u, Here. Die Here in my spreek tot die Here in u. Maar as u verby die vleis kyk, as ek verby priester kyk en die geliefde, die vleisvader, dan sien ek die onreaken en ek sien die priester. En dit is die seun van God, waardeur God skep. Hy skep alleenlik deur sy seun. En dis gees. As dit nie gees is nie, as ek glo in iets natuurliks in die Bybel, die wat die natuur bedink, bedink die dood. Romeine 8. Die wat die gees bedink, bedink lewe en vrede. So, hoe kan Jesus 'n vleisvat wees, as Adam, wat sy voorloper is, vleis was, maar hy's gees, en hy kom uit 'n geestelike aard uit? Hoe maak dit enigstens sin? En daarom sê hy vir Nikodemus, don't you know that man must be reborn? Die mens, Adam, moes sterwe, sodat hy God kon word, sodat hy kon word die Here uit die hemel. En dit is die verskil. Ek weet nie of dit sin maak, jy geliefde.
Yeah. Often asked the question, ek vra gewoonlik die vraag, were you there when they crucified the Lord?
Ja.
And many look at me with nothing to say. I say, yes, you were there. I say, if you take the part of Nicodemus, he says there,
Ja.
he says, how can a man, when he's old, be born again? So if you take the part where he says, a man and old, and you change it to Romans 6 verse 6, where he says that our old man is crucified with him. So,
Yes.
illustration vat, en dan vat ons die gedeelte wat hy sê, how can a man, when he's old, en ons vat dit en sê, old man
Ja.
is crucified with him.
Ja.
The body of sin is destroyed.
Ja.
En wat ons by kan sit daar is 1 Peter 1 verse 23, also being born again not of corruptible seed, but of incorruptible seed.
Exactly.
Of which live and abide with us. So
En
we take
Galate
all
22.
those-
Galate 22.
Ja, Galaas.
Want ek is saam met die Galate
Ja.
22, hy sê, ek is saam met hom gekry. I am
Crucified.
not was, I am crucified with Christ. Nevertheless I live, yet not I, but Christ liveth in me. En dan ook Openbaring 11 vers 8. Hy sê, en Sodom in Egipte, waar ons Here in die gees, waar hy in die gees gekruisig word. Ek weet nie presies hoe hy het sê nie, in Sodom in Egipte. Né? Daar's Jesus ook gekruisig. Die Jews het hom gekruisig, die Romeine het hom gekruisig, almal het hom gekruisig. Dit hang af van my gesindheid. As ek 'n Judas Iskariot is, sal ek hom kruisig. Is dit nie? Waar hy sê, as julle die lig gesmaak het en julle keer terug na die duisternis, dan maak julle Jesus oop en kruisig hom en maak hom openlik tot skande. So dis wat onderjaken sê, nee, jy gaan hom kruisig.
Ja, so as hulle 'n fisiese persoon soek wat hier geloop het en dit, en dan kan ons hulle terugvat en sê, okay, is jy bereid dat ons nou 7 duimspekkers vat en die Johanna laat gaan? Is jy bereid en jy sê ons nou, dit was fisies so.
Ja, nou met ons het ook mos.
Ja, kom ons word fisies en dan begin ons sommer met jou. Jy glo ons. Nee?
En ons kan gebruik maak van die waterdoop en die vuurdoop ook.
Ja.
Ja.
Ja,
hulle glo mos nou aan die onderdompeling van die water, so loop deur daai vuur dan as jy sê alles is fisies.
Ja.
Ja. En nog 'n illustration wat ons ook daar kan byvoeg is ek dink die trending nou vir die oomblik Matthew 13 verse 45. They say, and again the kingdom of heaven is like unto a merchant man seeking goodly or godly pearls. Die illustrasie wat ons daarmee kan gebruik is dat ons sê dit is moontlik om op die water te loop, nee?
Ja.
But it's only possible to walk on the water if you're in one of the ships, even brothership of any of the officer ships, it's possible to walk on the water. there could have been many illustrations or ways or parables they could have used, but this one is specifically used a merchant man. So when I take a merchant man and I go into depth and see what the meaning of the merchant man is and whatsoever, die merchant man is niks anders as 'n cargo skip. Dis die naam wat gegee was vir 'n cargo skip, wat valuable goed met containers ry van hawe tot hawe.
Ja, ja.
So as ons dit geestelik wil onderskep en dan kry ons hierdie merchant man. As ons dit kyk in die evangelistiese gedeelte dat ons kry hierdie merchant man.
Onderraak en ek dink ons het nog so 2 minute oor, hoor. Okay, maar gaan aan, ek luister. Ja.
Maar wat ons daarmee kan illustreer is dat die merchant man, waar kry ons kry hom alleenlik op die see.
Ja.
Want hy beweeg op die see, ons kan hom nie op die land kry nie.
Ja.
So dis maar nie die illustration en vir ons om hom raak te loop, dis in een van die ships is. You must be in one of the officer ships in the
exactly.
Ship, whatever ship there is. That's the only way you're going to meet this merchant man, so you can convince him to sell his goods. And another illustration of the merchant man is that he's one that believes in his own faith. He believes in his own words until he met with us on the sea. But that's all.
Yes, en nee, dankie. Onderraak, want kyk, Petrus het op die water geloop, né? En die Here het gesê, hy het gesê hy wil op die water loop. Wat is dit om op die see te loop? Dis waar ons gaan visvang, dis waar ons gaan getuig, is dit nie? Nou sê hy, kom, loop saam, kom getuig saam met my. Nou sê Onderjaken vir een van Onderjaken se sterk broers. Hy sê, Onderjaken, ek wil ook soos jy op die water loop. Ek wil ook soos jy kan getuig. Nou sê hy, kom broer. Nou sê hy vanaand, omdat jy so sterk is broer, gaan jy hierdie huis vir ons oopmaak. Nou klop hy net deur en sê, goeienaand, ek's broer Verster van die kerk. En hy sê, goeienaand, ek is pastoor so en so van die AGS of die NG en ek het omtrent 13 grade in teologie. Nou sê hy, Jessie, Onderjaken, hier sink hy, né? Nou sê hy, nee my broer, kom en nie sink nie man. Kom ek wys jou. Hulle gaan in. Nee, en daai skei, nee. En die skeite behoort uit slats uit, nee, word hy gemaak. Die getuienis, die broodbreek, die koorsang, die kragsel. En dit is die skei waarin ons veilig is. Dis waar ons wegkruip, nee. Maar as ons uitgaan in die wêreld, is dit 'n ander storie. Nee. Dan moet die onderjaken daar wees en die priester moet daar wees vir ons en almal moet daar wees vir ons. Sondag moet die priester daar wees om die onderjaken en die broers voor te berei vir hierdie uitgaan. Maar dan wees, soos die priester sê, wat gaan ons praat as ons verdeeld is? Wat gaan ons sê as die een van 'n natuurlike Here praat en die ander een van 'n geestelike Here? En 'n natuurlike Adam en 'n geestelike Adam. Waarheen gaan ons?
Iets wat ek ook gewoonlik doen is dat as ek kom by 'n persoon of watsoever en dan toets ek eers die waters.
Ja.
Daar was nou 2 maande terug, nee, was daar 'n lid wat een van die broers en dan met gekom het en gesê dat I need to help you with this one person because he says that where he is now currently is more powerful than us.
Oh yeah.
It's more powerful than any power in us. I say, okay, take me with. I go to his house, I put my phone on the floor. I say to him, there where you going now, eh? That person is more powerful. I pass it on fire. He's very powerful. He says, yes. I say, okay. I say, when you pray, it comes through, eh? He says, yes. I say, okay. Bring my phone on the floor. I'll give you 2 minutes to pray. You're going to put the phone back in my pocket. And he said, no, it doesn't work like that. I tell him, now, I'll show you how mine works. I said, God is a word, and word became flesh.
Yeah.
I said to my brother next to me, pick up this phone next to me and put it in my pocket, please, man. And then he was amazed, and the whole family was pulled through that, just through the one example.
Ja, dis 'n goeie eksempel. Ja, absoluut, Jessie. Geliefde, as ons daai ding van Adam tot Jesus, as ons daai geestelike ding net kan regkry in die video's, laat die mense dit kan verstaan, want daar's so baie daaraan gekoppel om dit werklik te verstaan. Maar as die mense nie verstaan nie, moet hulle net terug aan Genesis 1 toe. Dan moet hulle sê, alright, maar Adam was nie 'n fisiese mens nie. So hoe kan Paulus fisies wees? Hoe kan Abraham fisies wees? Hoe is Jesus die seun van Dawid? Ek praat met ander geliefdes ook. En hulle sê, ek sê maar, as Jesus nou fisies was, die engel gaan uit wat die onderjaken en die broer is. En hy gaan verkondig nou die evangelie, nou raak sy swanger. Ek sê, hoe is 'n fisiese persoon gebore? Weet jy wat sê die geliefdes vir my? Ek wil nou nie amptes noem en so aan nie. Weet jy wat sê hulle vir my? Nee, Josef en Maria was stout. Hulle het skelm seks gehad. Kan nie dit glo? Ek sê so, Jesus is 'n buite-egtelike kind. Priester, ek speel nie. Ek is erg. Ek sê so, Jesus is 'n buite-egtelike kind. Ek sê nee, Here. Ek sê kom ons gaan terug Genesis 1 toe. Kom ons begin van die begin af. Maar ons het ook net begin en toe is almal weg.
Ja, ek sê ons het net 1 minuut nog oor so, maar net 'n laaste gedeelte wat ek wil deel met julle. Is julle die gedeelte waar hy sê wat hy 'n parel vergelyk met die koninkryk.
Ja.
Wat so besonder is daarvan is dat 'n parel het begin met 'n korreltjie sand wat sonde is.
Ja.
The same stone that was rejected by the builder is now the chief cornerstone.
Absolutely.
So the illustrations can be used the same.
Ja,
and
baie
then
mooi.
there's also then there's also the problem that we have is we're forgetting about the architect that drew the whole plan for Noah to build the ark.
Ja.
And we don't it's normally like the director of a movie or whatever, but we forget about the architect. So the architect is the most important person that supplied Noah the sketch and supplied him the measurements and whatsoever. And those are the revelations and the gifts that's being put together.
Ja, absoluut. Ja, dit is so, want ons dink alles is maar priester het amper nog niks gesê nie asseblief. Jammer, ek amper praat.
Nee, ons tyd is om, so is fyn. Ons gaan mos nog geleenthede kry.
Ja. Nee, ek sal môre weer, ons sal môre weer 1 uur as dit moontlik is.
Ek is net bly ons het onder die skrifte ingeslip.
Ja, lieflik, hy beskryf my lekker hierso.
Ja, nee, hy's op die bal. Hy's op die bal.